This is The Gorge. It's a podcast where my friends and I gorge ourselves on what's happening in the world of video games and entertainment.
Sorry. The Gorge is brought to you by Patreon. That's patreon.com/thegorge, where for just $5 a month, you gain access to not one, but two entire podcasts. $5 gets you Takeout, a monthly commentary track where we decide we don't want to play something, so we watch something and talk over it instead. And $2 gets you... well, for one, it gets you our TTRPG live play, which is super fun and very cool, and you should come listen to it. There's only one episode, but it's good. And then also it gets you the entire back catalog of every other bonus thing we've ever done. We've been doing the podcast for a long time. There's a huge back catalog, and it's all $2. That's it. $2 a month.
Just $2.
And we have more of them that we're hopefully going to be recording soon, too.
That's right.
I think we're due for another Lost Belt episode at some point in the next month or two, I think.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So there's still plenty going on. Please look forward to it. And yeah, that's patreon.com/thegorge. And if you're feeling generous, $10 a month gets you exclusive pictures of the podcast mascot, my dog, Peanut.
The best dog.
The best dog in the entire world. God's saddest little pit bull. Don't you want to see that? And also sometimes you can just see my weird cat. So you're welcome. I think $10 a month is a steal for that. Plus you get all the other stuff. So yeah, that's great.
We just watched Brick for Takeout.
And it was great.
The phenomenal 2005 Rian Johnson high school noir movie.
Mm-hmm. It's so good. It's actually Rian Johnson's first movie. So, yeah.
You wish that your first released art of like anything could be as good as Rian Johnson's first movie. Rian Johnson's first movie is a better movie than some directors get in their entire careers.
Exactly. It's crazy.
It's better than a lot of Rian Johnson's later movies.
That's right. The Brothers Bloom is not very good. It's true. And Looper is it's fine. Looper is fine. I don't hate Looper, but Looper is fine. It's not quite as cool as I was hoping it would be.
Looper is at least a step above what was it, fucking Jumper.
Yeah. Oh god, that movie's dog shit. He didn't make that one, but that movie.
I know,
is
but
dog
it's
shit.
that it's it's in the same category in my brain.
Mm-hmm. Anyways, well, we've gone off on a tangent. Patreon.com/thegorge. Thank you very much.
So it's been a little while since we've actually recorded one of these.
Life has been crazy, and I have not had the emotional energy to be sociable for the podcast. So I had just decided I didn't want to. But I'm back now. I'm feeling fine. Things are better. So
Life is like a hurricane here in podcast.
Oh yeah, well I guess that's true too. It is. Life is like a hurricane here in podcast.
Mm-hmm.
So, who wants to go first? I've got like a little bit to talk about, but you know.
I'll take it first then.
Okay.
I'll go first. I played and finished both Blueprints and Expedition 33.
Good. Well,
you
say finished.
I hit credits on Blueprints.
My understanding with Blueprints is the game that ends several times, and any given point at which you choose to stop is probably
it's perfectly valid. Yes.
It is a game that I want to get back to. Mm-hmm. But Expedition 33 kind of became a huge priority over doing a couple idle runs of Blueprints.
Yeah, totally.
Because there's still stuff that I'm like, okay, but what was that? What was that? I should try to get there again.
Mm-hmm,
I should try to. Yeah, I'm just okay. So I'm gonna need to do a run where I need to get this room, and then this room, and then this room. Okay, and then
for a solid month and a half, the spoiler chat in the Discord
was
looked
just
like a fucking CIA document because it's all spoiler.
By the time I'd had my thought to myself, I should probably make these animals make a thread. It was way too late for it to have
the time had passed to make a Blueprint spoiler thread.
If you're listening to this and you are like, I have a new game I want to talk about in spoilers chat and dominate spoilers chat with spoilers, I believe all of you have the ability to just make threads at your leisure.
Yeah. Because it was
don't make me make the thread for you, please.
You know, it's not like we were innocently though, right? Because it was we watched Shia play it a little bit, and then it was like, oh, this looks cool, and then it's like, oh, we post a couple idle posts in spoiler chat because they wanted to discuss it amongst themselves. I wasn't playing it because I didn't want to. I'm waiting for it to go on sale, basically. So it's like, okay, that's fine. And then I woke up one morning and it was too late. It happened overnight, right?
Look, we
woke up.
We weren't shutting out a discussion of things that weren't blueprints. It's just that it just so happened that all people engaged in the spoiler chat were actively playing blueprints at the time.
It was really funny.
It's that's just how it happened.
For a while there, it really did look like a CIA document.
Yeah.
It was really good.
And the problem with blueprints is a lot like the problem with 13 Sentinels or just any of, or like Obra Dinn, where it's just like, well, can I click on the spoiler or not?
You have no idea. You have no idea.
Is this safe for me?
Because it's a totally it's just you approach it how you approach it, right?
Yeah.
So, there really is, unless you're just really deep in the weeds, really, really deep into blueprints, I feel like any reading of spoilers is mostly going to sound like gibberish to you, frankly.
Yeah.
I would click on those spoilers every now, because you have to just click on you want to know, and two, you sometimes have to click into spoilers because you're the moderator of a Discord server and you want to be like, well,
right.
Not that I don't trust everybody, but
I don't trust any of you. You're all beasts to me.
You're all monsters. But I would click into it and I would read it, and I'd just be like, this is Greek to me. This is gobbledygook. I have no idea what any of you are saying, so it's fine.
It's the kind of game where you sink 45 hours into, and then you go, wait, you mean you have to approach this room from above?
I feel like some of them in that thread were doing way more than 45 hours.
Oh no, it's hundreds and hundreds of hours, and you still haven't found everything.
I saw very early, in the first I think 2 or 3 weeks after the game came out, someone writing an article about here's my impressions of the game. I think I've done basically everything that there is to do in the game based on what people have mined out of it and this, that. And that person's like, yeah, I spent 160 hours.
Yeah, that sounds much more right. Yeah.
I'm really glad that I resigned myself to not getting on that bandwagon early. I don't have the time for a 160-hour puzzle game right now. I already played Umineko. You can't make me do another one.
Well, exactly. And the nice thing is, once you hit credits, it's up to you to decide when you're done. As long as if the mystery isn't captivating you, then just you're done.
Yeah, you can just check out. Hey, Peanut, can we not destroy Mom's bed while I'm recording? Thank you.
I think I will try it at some point if they ever put in a mode that lets you control things more deterministically.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I know my limitations as a person, and I know that to the extent, if I spent more than an hour being foiled on progress because RNG wouldn't give me the exact combinations of rooms that I needed, I would just quit. Sure. It wouldn't matter if I'd hit credits or not, I would just quit.
The surprise, I'm hitting the point where I am getting diminishing returns on some of my runs.
Yeah.
I'm running out of things where it's like, well, I didn't get what I wanted, but I did find this. But again, I'm 40 hours into it. So if that's not if that point you're done, then you're done. Then
yeah.
But no, still phenomenal puzzle game.
Yeah.
Beat Expedition 33.
I am in Act 3 of Expedition 33, so I'm right behind you.
Yeah. No, you're not. Because you're going to do what I did where you're like...
Spend 20 hours doing side quests.
I'll do this one, and
yeah.
I guess I'll do this one, and then I beat the boss in 2 turns.
Yeah, that sounds about right. You just go dog walk at that.
Yeah.
Well, I can't even say. Damn it! because other people who are playing Expedition 33 right now are listening to this podcast.
I'm very excited for our spoiler cast, in which 45 or like probably 60% of it will be the ending.
Oh yeah, totally. The only thing I can say about it right now is that Verso Expedition 33 is incredibly baby girl, and I'm really happy to have a video game that has like a sad wet cat voiced by Ben Starr
you're telling me Ben Starr plays a guy who is a woman to me?
He's such a woman to me.
the thing I will say about Verso is that he is definitely the saddest, wettest dog with the saddest, wettest dog smell.
He does. He almost certainly smells like a sad, wet dog.
Yeah,
totally.
He definitely stinky, but
I can fix him. It's cool. Don't worry about it. No, it rules. Great video game.
The only things I want to say about it that are not spoilers, which is OST of the year easily.
OST is incredible.
Fucking slam dunk. I'm sorry, Toby Fox.
It's really funny to just find your guy for music on SoundCloud, and just be like, you seem cool, get in. And he's like, okay, sure, why not? And then he just makes a shit ton of music for your video game. Sure, why not?
What's going to be great is that the biggest challenge they're going to have to find for this game is which fucking song do they play at the Game Awards?
Go Blue. They will play the Clair Obscur theme, like the actual the one where they're saying the words Clair Obscur in the song is the song they're gonna play at the Game Awards. But I think they should play Go Blue. It should
be Go Blue. If they were really brave, it would be the accordion theme that plays when you fight the mimes.
Yeah, totally. Understandable. Have a nice day.
You're telling me this game is French?
It is the funniest video game ever, because I think like during development they were like, oh yeah, this is really French, and then they just decided to really lean into it. Okay, because Saturn, so there are optional bosses that are dressed like mimes, right? And the deal is, if you beat them, you get a mime costume for one of the characters, right? And they're
spectacular.
And the costume is called Baguette.
I have hyper successful creatives behind Clair Obscur Expedition 33. I know you're listening to this podcast.
Yeah, absolutely.
I have a patch suggestion. If you have a character in a mime costume, it should mute all their voice lines. In cutscenes and out.
Yes, that would be so good.
So it's not technically a mime costume. It is a stereotypical French costume with the beret, the stripe, the horizontal striped shirt, the overalls.
Yeah,
I see.
Yeah.
And they all have a baguette.
Glasses.
They have a baguette strapped to their back.
I have a question that I think our listeners at home want to know.
Yes.
Sure.
If you get your stereotypical French costume for Barefoot Black Mage, does she wear shoes?
Yes. Sadly, she wears shoes.
Dang.
I'm happy for her, but sad for her fans.
Listen, you can...
Barefoot Black Mage, it's fine.
You can see enough of Lune's feet in her other costumes.
That's right.
She can wear shoes a few times.
They've even got, like, swimsuit. It's the game is so funny. Because, like, just everything that, like, the people who made the game talk about, they're the funniest people alive. Because, like, the game director, like, admitted that he wanted to make like the most annoying mini game possible to get everybody's swimsuits, right? So you have to do Final Fantasy XIV jump puzzles, right? Like that's why there's jump puzzles in the video game. You have to do the most, because like the platforming in this game feels so bad. The jump is a nothing jump, right?
Yeah, the little bit I watched of the game on like launch day, that jump looked fucking miserable.
It's terrible.
Awful. And they're like, yeah, we want you to do jumping puzzles.
There's no way the jumping puzzle, the one to get Minoko's costume, there's no way that was not inspired by getting over by Nefati, because it's just a tower made of junk, of like free floating assets.
Yeah, it's so funny.
But I did it.
Did you do it?
I did it. I got Minoko's costume.
Wow,
it's a thong.
Yes! fuck, I need to do it.
Are you going to show us the image that is definitely going to be our thumbnail for the podcast?
Let me pull up Minoko's swimsuit. Yeah, let me see if I can pull this up.
Monoko might be the best character in the game, if not the best, then the second best.
Monoko is the best blue mage ever created.
That's correct.
I'm glad to know that this game has a blue mage as a main party member.
Yes, he's a main party member, and he's hilarious. He just wants to fight. That's his whole character motivation. He's so funny. I love him.
Here's Minoko's swimsuit, by the way.
That is not what I was expecting with the knowledge that this is a party member in Claire Obscure.
It's all a bunch of like normal people and Monoko. That's it.
However, they were right to do it.
They're so smart.
So to clarify, Saturn, by swimsuits, I mean Verso, the only other male member of the party, is wearing a 1920s suspenders type swimsuit. Like a full body swimsuit.
Yeah, like one of those. Yeah. Like the ones that are inexplicably made of like wool.
Yeah, they're all deeply unsexy. I mean, CL's is pretty nice.
Yeah, but you're not getting fucking bikinis in here. You're getting tasteful, old timey swimsuits.
Yeah, FGO, this is not.
Yeah, and then here's fucking Monoko.
Yeah, it's perfect.
I mean, to be fair, what else are you going to put him in?
But if anybody would be proud to wear the swimsuit, it would be Monoko, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no. So, the game is good.
Fantastic
game. The game is so good. I could talk about it for probably hours.
And we will.
We will almost certainly talk about it for 7.5 hours in in like a week or two after Occult Crescent stops eating my life.
Yeah. The other game I started and I'm nearly done with it, I started Viscera Fest.
Ooh, okay.
That's the one you showed me that's like the boomer shooter with the very me core protagonist, right?
Caroline is a very Saturn core character in that her plot line is that she is a deranged psychopath mercenary who has half of her face burnt off at all times, even though she can regenerate.
Sure.
She keeps half of her face burnt off. And her whole reason for going on the game's plot line and doing all of this is because she wants to catch a high-level ranking bounty so that she can afford an engagement ring for her weedy, weak-willed, nerdy-looking alien boyfriend.
Perfect.
Get it, girl.
Good for her.
It is a 2D boomer shooter in the style of classic Doom, in which they're all sprites that face you whatever direction you're looking at them. Yeah, it's a build
engine. It looks like a build engine.
Yeah.
Game. Yeah.
It's got a dash, and its unique kind of boomer shooter gimmick is that when you are bunny hopping, you take half damage.
Oh, okay.
So you should always be bunny hopping.
Exactly. It's got more plot than I expected.
That's funny.
There's like stuff going on.
That's very funny.
And it's intriguing. Because, like, against her will, Caroline is being pulled into it and is being forced to engage.
With, like, a real plot?
Yeah. That involves her in ways she did not expect. And she's very tired of it. It's got really good voice acting.
Okay.
And it makes fun of you whenever you die.
Oh, perfect.
It also has one thing that is very hard to break the pattern of, in that you control where save points are.
Okay.
You are given save beacons throughout the levels that you can pick up and place down with the F6 key.
Okay.
You can place them down anywhere, but you have to place them down. And the game will not remind you.
I was about to say, you forget. Yep.
Yeah, so when you're doing really, really well, and then you fuck up near the end, and you gotta do the whole level over. It's a little disheartening.
That's all on you, buddy.
It is all on me.
So can you move the save point throughout the level?
So you just pick up items that are like one of the things you can pick up are just save point things. So you have like a finite number of them.
Okay.
And so you can, but you get like a ton. Like I'm never without like 6.
Oh, then it's definitely just your own fault.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, yeah. Sorry.
Like there's space so that like when you pick one up, it's usually a good time to put one down.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
And they're not really like hidden. Like you're just gonna kind of find them if you wander a little bit off the beaten path. Mm-hmm. And they're Doom levels. You're enticed to explore and find the secrets. It keeps track of how many secrets are in each level. But no, it's really, really fun. It's fast paced. It feels really, really good to play. The guns feel good to shoot. You've got your traditional like it's kind of funny. Your Magnum and your twin pistols take the same ammo type. Your Magnum takes 10 ammo to fire once, and your dual pistols are like your machine gun.
Sure.
But you start every like it's like one like chapter. It's 3 chapters long, and then it's like 10 levels in each, I think. You fresh start each chapter, which means for a while you're just walking around with a Magnum that takes a ton of ammo that you don't have.
Cool.
I see.
Until you can find like a different gun to start using. Caroline's gimmick is that she's an alien human hybrid, and that allows her to eat the hearts of her enemies to regain health. So it's called Viscera Fest because you're enticed to, whenever you kill an enemy, you're enticed to blow up their body so you can eat their organs and regain your health.
You know, Cruelty Squad has this mechanic as well, which is very funny. Where if you die a bunch in a Cruelty Squad level, you get demoted to like a fucking subhuman, like weird clone monster, right? Mm-hmm. And one of your abilities is that when you kill something, you can eat it to regain 1 HP for your maximum 100, right?
Right.
So it's not a very rewarding use of your time. It was very funny seeing the creator of that game, Billy Collio, talk about it. It's like, yeah, I put that in as like, commentary, like joke thing, and was kind of surprised to tune in the streams to see people actually just crawling through the levels, methodically killing everybody and eating their bodies for 1 HP at a time.
Hey, 1 HP is 1 HP.
That's right.
I figured no one would do it because it's unrewarding and slow and humiliating, and yet...
Hey, you got to get your health back somehow. I'll take whatever you give me.
Mm-hmm.
The only other thing I did is I've started watching, speaking of Rian Johnson and noir, I've started watching Poker Face.
Ooh, yeah,
which is
Natasha Lyonne.
Yeah, the Natasha Lyonne How Catch 'Em series on Amazon.
Sure.
That is very explicitly Rian Johnson wanting to make more Columbo.
Oh, I didn't know that it was actually by Rian Johnson.
Yeah, he's the creator and the producer and the director.
Oh shit, then I definitely have to watch it. Okay.
Yeah.
Can we get the Rian Johnson live action Nier Automata?
I love that. I think that's an insane decision, but we should let him do it. I think he understands the boss's will, aka Yoko Taro.
Yoko Taro, the boss.
Yeah, exactly.
But no,
Yoko Taro would go in public in like a white bodysuit with his titties out.
Yeah,
and the mask.
Absolutely. But still wearing the mask, yeah.
Well, obviously, yeah.
Yeah, of course. Because that's just what he looks like.
Yeah.
There's nothing under that mask.
Oh. But no, Poker Face is really, really good.
Yeah, no, I'm not surprised. I didn't realize it was by Rian Johnson. I just thought it was a really good detective show. Like, no,
it's funny because like
the detective movie guy made a good detective TV show. Say it.
Yeah, he went from doing the Benoit Blanc stuff to doing Poker Face. And Columbo's DNA is all over this show.
It is so funny to me that Rian Johnson made the only good Star Wars movie since the originals, right? Mm-hmm. And then everybody lost their minds because the movie was frankly too good. And it drove everybody insane in a bad way. And he said, you know what? Fuck it. I'm just going back to my roots. And then just started making detective shit. Like nothing but. He has done Knives Out movies and Poker Face, apparently. And he was just like, you know what? I'm much happier making my little detective movies. Fuck all of you. I love that for him. That's a man who's thriving. Yes.
The premise of Poker Face is that the main character, Charlie, is on the run from a mob boss. And because she cannot leave any kind of digital footprint or else his people will track her down, she has to take on whatever random odd job she can find. Mm-hmm. And that is the premise of why she keeps meeting all these new people. Okay. And it just so happens that a murder will take place within her vicinity.
Okay.
That cool. She kind of has to get involved into solving.
Sure, I love that. Okay.
And her thing is that she can always tell when someone is lying.
Okay.
That's her kind of vaguely supernatural-esque ability. It's not like she can pick up out of anybody's tells. She just knows when someone is lying.
Sure, yeah.
But since she's not a cop, she can't just say, hey, you're lying. I know you're the killer. Mm-hmm. She needs to actually go and track down proof of it.
Sure. Okay, that's fun.
And also she's kind of dumb, so she's not exactly trained in solving mysteries.
Yeah.
Altria caster detective?
Altria caster detective. Yeah, exactly.
It's astounding, like, how many specific Columbo mannerisms she has. Like, it's like she smokes. She's got the really gravelly voice. Mm-hmm. She's her thing is bumbling around and asking weird questions and kind of annoying the perp into confessing.
Oh yeah.
But whereas Columbo is doing it intentionally, sometimes I don't think Charlie is. Like there's several episodes where the initial thing is she'll find like a weird thing about the crime that happened, and then she'll go to the culprit and tell them, "Hey, I found something weird. I think someone was out to get you."
Uh-huh.
And then that has to lead down a different path.
I see. That's great.
The premise of every episode is also interesting because it's like a Columbo episode. It's the first 15 or so minutes are just spent on the culprit and the victim, their relationship, what their deal is, you know, and how the murder will happen. The murder happens and why the murder has happened.
Right. And
then right when you're forgetting what you're watching, the main character finally shows up.
Oh, that's fun. Okay.
And so, but the way Poker Face does it is that in Columbo it's because finally the police are called in for a crime. Columbo is on the case to investigate. Poker Face does it where the murder will happen. The show will then flash back like 2 or 3 days before to show Charlie arriving into town and meeting the perp and the victim.
Okay.
And then getting into some kind of relationship with them that leads to the murder unrelated to her presence.
I see.
She just happens to be in that area and have just arrived in town.
Okay.
I enjoy this where it seems like the premise of this detective show is to, as hard as possible, disregard the idea that things in the mystery just sort of happen arbitrarily. Like whenever, like one of the Knox ones, like a detective can't just like some degree of like intuition is fine, but like the solution can't just like randomly fall out of the sky into the detective's lap.
Yeah.
I like the idea that someone's like, no, it just sort of happens.
Sometimes a murder just falls into your lap. It's fine. I like that. She
just happens to go to a lot of places where a lot of people are willing to commit murder.
Sure.
And then just happens to have gotten have a bond with the victim and has a motivation for trying to solve the murder.
Sure. Cool.
The only thing I have to complain about it is that I never thought I'd say this about a show with hour-long episodes. It should be longer.
Yeah.
They should be longer because unlike shows
Columbo episodes are longer, right?
Columbo episodes are movies. They are just they were advertised as like weekly movies.
Yeah.
Back in the 70s. Like they're like an hour and a half, hour 45 minutes long.
Yeah,
and that's like I said, you know, you're spending 15-20 minutes not on the main character. And when you have an hour and a half, that's fine. But when you only have a hour to 45 minutes, you're missing out on the appeal of Columbo, which is the detective bumbling around and asking pointed questions and annoying the culprit.
Right.
So they should be a little bit longer. And I feel like you would get more comfortable with like getting into the zone of Charlie wandering around and poking things she shouldn't poke. But it's still really, really good, and every like final confrontation is Ace Attorney levels of satisfying. We got you, you bitch.
Right? Yeah. Okay.
Very, very good. Very, very entertaining show. It's good to have a show that every episode is the same, and you can enjoy each one.
That's what you want for a procedural.
Yeah, that's what you want.
Yeah. Fortunately, it is in the middle of its season 2, so good. Yay.
Oh, good. Okay, so
Make
it's still
more of
getting
it.
TV. Cool.
Yes.
Excellent.
That's about it. I mean, I did watch some more Deep Space. I've been watching more Deep Space Nine. Obviously, I can't say too much about it because Saturn hasn't. But I did get to the part in season 4 where Worf shows up.
Yay!
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 I'm not there yet, but it's one of the Deep Space Nine things that is impossible not to get spoiled.
It's kind
on.
of after
Yeah,
I tried to dance around it for a long time, but it becomes impossible after a while. It's like Worf is there.
You see too much random fan art of Worf hanging out with the rest of the Deep Space Nine cast, so you go, wait, hold on.
Hang on a second. Yeah, Worf joins Deep Space Nine, and it is honestly so much better for him than TNG. It's incredible.
Yeah.
I think it's funny that Worf and Miles are probably two of my favorite characters in TNG, and then they both get to just actually have a better screen presence when they go to Deep Space Nine.
It's because Deep Space Nine is the best one.
It's so good.
Because like my problem with them in TNG was always that they never felt like they were utilized very well.
No, absolutely not.
It was like Miles is basically nobody, even though he's fun. And Worf just exists to, like, everybody says he's tough so that when the threat immediately KOs him, it looks serious and he never gets to do anything.
So, yeah,
Worf is there in TNG to suggest attacking the ship, and then Picard says no.
Yeah, that's it. That's, like, his whole job. He's much, much better in Deep Space Nine. He is served much better by being subordinate to Sisko. It just works so much better. Oh my god, yes.
It's weird having finally watched at least a little bit of all three to find myself coming to the point of view of like, I don't think it's a bad show, but I think the Next Generation is my least favorite.
No, the Next Generation is, I mean,
I really like Data.
I'm so clouded by my love for Janeway.
Understandable.
That's the problem.
The thing is,
I think structurally TNG is probably a better show than Voyager. However, spiritually, no. Voyager is the better show.
It's the kind of metaphor where it's like a 5 out of 10 hot dog is better than a 5 out of 10 hamburger, but a 10 out of 10 hamburger is better than a 10 out of 10 hot dog.
100%.
And TNG is the hot dog.
Yeah, totally.
Like the worst episodes of TNG are not as bad as the worst episodes of DS9 and Voyager.
No, that's not true.
Besides, excluding seasons 1 and 2 of Deep Space Nine.
I will say, I think the worst seasons I've seen of Deep Space Nine are flatly better than some of the shit I saw in TNG.
Yes. The first 2 seasons of Deep Space Nine are watchable, whereas the first 2 seasons of TNG can be discarded except for a handful of them, right? So, no, I do think Deep Space Nine is the best one. Like, it's
easily the best one for sure.
Like, even though Janeway is probably my favorite character in all of Star Trek, surprising absolutely nobody. The rest of, like, my list of favorite Star Trek characters goes Janeway, the entire cast of Deep Space Nine, and then Data, right? Like, that's how that works.
I think I land about the same place.
Yeah.
I will say, I think it is worth including somewhere in that upper echelon the Doctor, because I don't think you've gotten his good episodes yet.
No, I have gotten a lot of really good Doctor episodes, though. You're right.
The Doctor is one of my favorite.
You're right.
And I honestly, it's weird. I don't think Voyager's cast is good, but also the people in Voyager who I like are just some of my favorite Star Trek characters.
No, that's
like
totally,
I love
fair.
Tuvok.
I love Tuvok. I love B'Elanna. I even like Tom Paris. Like, And I've come around on Neelix. I still think he looks horrible, but now that he's not shackled to Kess and making her worse, Neelix is actually quite good. Neelix is the main character of the episode of any Star Trek that made me cry the hardest. So I don't know anymore.
So who can say?
Yeah, it's weird how it's really. I feel so bad for Kess and her actor that like they got rid of her on that show because they didn't know what to do with her in the creative end, and then immediately after she leaves is when you get Jerry Ryan as 7 of 9, and when Neelix becomes a character that you can actually like at all.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's brutal.
It's brutal. It's so sad. I don't know. Voyager is such a mixed bag. I don't know. I had to get to the end of it. I mean, we're really trucking along. We're like halfway through season 4 for us, so we're cruising. That show is weird. I don't think it's good, but I like it a lot. I understand why people say that now. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. I understand your sickness now, Saturn.
Voyager is not good, but it's good TV.
It's great TV.
It's the Baki of Star Trek.
It really is. It really is.
Like I've said before, I think TNG is the platonic ideal of television.
Yeah, totally. Like you can have it on in the background and just kind of like do. Totally.
I think if you were to break down all of television into a single show, it would be Star Trek: The Next Generation.
Sure. Yeah.
But I can appreciate Voyager being the Baki of television.
Yeah, it's really good. And then Deep Space Nine is just the best one. Like it's really hard to having watched all of Deep Space Nine now and all of TNG and a significant chunk of Voyager, I am now positive that it's the best one.
I'm so glad I got to the part in season 4 where it was a back-to-back of some of the 3 best episodes of Star Trek I've ever seen.
Yes. Which is you saw Arman Bashir, which is my favorite.
It's Little Green Men, The Sword of Kahless, and Arman Bashir.
Yeah. Ooh,
just
that is
fucking all-timers.
Yeah, 3 all-timers back-to-back is really, really strong. Arman Bashir I don't know if it's
man Bashir is Fistful of Data level of quality.
Yeah. It's so good. Season 4 of Deep Space Nine is probably the best season of any Star Trek ever. Right?
I'm getting that idea.
I think so, because season 4 and 5, it's kind of like a toss-up between 6 is really good, 7 is very weak. But seasons 4 and 5 of Deep Space Nine are the best ones, out of the best show. So Arman Bashir, very famously, this is Arman Bashir is good because Andrew Robinson, who plays Garrick, was explicitly playing the character. He said it 1,000 times, playing the character like he was attracted to Julian, right? That's what he was playing that character as. Arman Bashir, he plays it so well that they have to, because Rick Berman is going to hell forever. They then split Bashir and Garrick up for basically the rest of the series. They still get episodes where they're buddies and stuff, but it's not the same Arman Bashir. It's fucked up.
Right.
But that's why it's the best one.
I think Rick Berman should have been on that submarine.
I agree.
God, could you imagine? I dream of days like that. I truly. No, I can't say.
I shan't say it.
I shan't. There's a thing at the end of season 6 of Deep Space Nine. If you know, you know. But Rick Berman's going to hell forever. He's going to hell forever, folks. So, just buckle up for that.
Okay. Also, I'm looking at the episode list of DS9 just so I can remember where I left off.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw the synopsis of the episode I have to watch next, and I'm very excited for that one.
What is it?
Bar Association.
He wasn't just a hero. He was a union man.
Reading the synopsis of this episode, I'm very excited to watch this.
That's such a good one, too. Fuck, yeah. Season 4 is probably the best one. If you've got all of those
I'll
in the
have
same
to get
season.
back to it.
I know. We're sorry, Saturn.
I'm
There's a
late.
million...
I'm so I think I've mentioned it, but I stopped at the Bell Riots episodes.
Yeah.
And I just
episodes.
I just haven't had desire yet to go back and start again because I have tons of other stuff I'm watching and playing.
You gotta get the
but
right mindset to sit down and watch TV, right?
Yeah.
I understand.
It'll probably be a good thing to do it soon, if only because I have something I can just have on and listen to, and not necessarily have to have my eyes on at all times, so I can get back to working on the commissions that I have in progress.
That's it for me.
Wow, we spent 40 minutes. We gotta faster because I want to play Occult Crescent. Real quick, I have not done much, thank God. We already talked about Expedition 33. What else have I done? Everything else is stuff that you guys know. So, like, because it's like Legends of the Galactic Heroes, it's Voyager. Except for one thing.
Ooh.
I watched the first seasons of Righteous Gemstones, and folks, that show's hysterical. That show's good as fuck. So, I highly recommend it. That
is a show I tried to watch, but it hit a little too close to home.
That's why I love it. That's the problem. If you're not if you're from like the Midwest and you've done Catholicism your whole life, the Righteous Gemstones is kind of galling. If you're from the West, like Oates, you've never interacted with a megachurch. So you're just like, is this what it's like? But if you're from the Deep South and you watch the Righteous Gemstones, you're just like, yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, that's about what it's like. Yeah. It's fantastic. Great show. It's got Walton Goggins in it. What more do you need? It's also got John Goodman being just God's saddest wife guy, which kicks ass.
Walton Goggins and John Goodman in the same
show.
I know.
They're brothers-in-law.
Can we get John Goodman in the second season of Fallout?
Fuck, I wish.
Oh, he would crush it.
He would be so good.
Well, he's a relatively big guy. Can we just put him in some prosthetics and have him play like a super mutant?
Have him play a super mutant. Yes. Oh my god, please. Great idea. No, that show is so fun and so good. It's just great. I really, really enjoyed it. I want to watch the rest of the seasons at some point. I just didn't make time for it, of course. But yeah, there's 4 seasons. It's finished. The first season's really good, so I need to watch more. If you're like me and you grew up as like mega churches being kind of just what you did on Wednesday night if you wanted to have friends, right?
Yeah.
It's just super normal, right? Like I have been to dozens of them, like all of these dumbass youth groups with rock bands and shit.
Oh yeah, no, as someone who has been to youth group and has been to a few mega churches and was just like repelled by them.
Oh yeah, they're vile.
Like look, I'm a Catholic and I've been to a Catholic church and it's boring.
Sure.
But like there's something cozy about it at least.
It feels more genuine than whatever the hell is going on in the halls of any average megachurch. Yeah.
Like I can believe that God was present in those in a regular Catholic church, but I walk into a megachurch.
No.
And it's like, it's like God's like, I know I told you where 2 or more are gathered, but not like this.
Yeah, exactly.
This is not what I had in mind.
This is a little too noisy. Absolutely the fuck not, buddy. Yeah, no, that's what it is. And they just nail the tone of it and like the televised, like sitting in going to a church to watch a broadcast from another church, right?
Yeah.
Like all of that. I'm just used to all of it. It's really astonishing how well they did it. The only thing is that, I guess there's big mega churches in South Carolina, which is where the show is set, but it's so big that it feels like it should have been set in Texas, but I think they just wanted to set it in South Carolina because you get a little bit prettier landscape for like shots and stuff. Mm-hmm. Because South Carolina is beautiful, right?
Right.
But like the scale of it should have been in Texas, right? So it's kind of funny that it's all in South Carolina. But I guess it kind of makes sense because like where his wife is from, she's from kind of like Appalachia. So, kind of like the foothills of the Appalachians and stuff. Anyways, great show. Fantastic. The funniest part is when they digitally de-age John Goodman because like he's, like the whole hook is that he was part of, like, him and his wife were, like, evangelical pastors in the 80s and shit, right? And, like, she died, like, semi-recently. And the whole deal is that they have John Goodman play, like, the old dad in, like, present day, but the woman they cast, like, she has the face of, like, she's perfectly cast as, like, a female evangelical preacher in the 80s. Like, she's got that look, right? But she's young, so they kind of had to, like, when she's dying, she's in really bad old person makeup, right?
Right.
Ergo, when they show flashbacks to when Amy Lee was alive and they were first starting, John Goodman's digital de-aging is really funny. He looks like he's got a Snapchat filter on at all times. It's really, really funny. He looks like a woman of a certain age on Star Trek, the original series, with, like, how soft and airbrushed his face looks. It's amazing. Great show. Absolutely recommend it. Can't wait to watch the rest of it. Yeah. And honestly, if you only ever watch the first season of Righteous Gemstones, it's a very neatly, tightly packed little story in just the first 8 episodes. Like, obviously, they wrote the first season to be like, well, in case we don't get a second one, we can just, it's all here, right? But then they did get a second one, so they could do more. But, like, so if you only ever watch the first 8 episodes of Righteous Gemstones, you're good, honestly. It feels very clean.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Highly recommend. Great show. That's all I got. Everything else is shit you already know, and we've already talked about. Saturn.
I'll try and be as brisk as I can.
Right? You have a lot to talk about.
Because it's been like a month since we've done a roundup, right?
Yeah,
basically.
Like I've had a relatively busy month. To start with a simple thing, I've been continuing to stream Danganronpa V3. Getting back to that, hopefully next Thursday, though I guess we still have to figure out what the Summer of Gaming schedule is and what fucking we're going to be obligate to cover.
Oh, yeah, I forgot.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to figure that out. But I finished chapter 3 of that, so I think I'm about halfway through the game, ? That game's still really good. I don't know what else to say about it that isn't spoilers. What I'll say my impressions of the last case is I spent the entire last case going, I have a pretty good idea who did the murder and how they did it. But I still can't for the life of me figure out why they did it. Because there's possible motives, but there isn't an obvious motive. And then they reveal what the actual motive was. And I'm like, okay. A character got promoted to, like, an honorary, like, edited out of later releases Fate Stay Night character.
Okay.
Oh.
Like someone who's someone who says and thinks and wants things that you cannot include at all in the non-porn cut of Fate Stay Night.
I see.
Okay.
A character who would have been in the Fate Zero light novel and they just cut out of the anime entirely because there's simply no way to address that without upping the age rating of the anime. Great visual novel, though. I really like it.
I'm sure.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I believe you.
I went on a week-long trip to the greater Boston area for Anime Boston. I spent...
Fall out in real life.
Yeah, sadly, I really didn't get to do that much tourism because I was too busy. The first couple days, I was in Salem, actually.
Okay. Ooh,
I walked around downtown Salem, and it was nice. That sounds a lot like okay, to be clear, I expected the witchy goth town to be very gay.
Sure.
Right.
Much gayer town than I expected.
Oh, nice.
Really like it. There is an active LGBT scene going on over there.
Again,
I went to a place called Count Orlok's Nightmare Gallery.
Word?
Which is like a little $20 walk-in museum that's just all of film memorabilia, and specifically it's these really immaculate wax sculptures of like various horror movie bad guys and monsters and shit.
I love that. Okay.
They had like a life-size wax model of Tim Curry in Legend, which with the
big devil horns and everything.
Yeah, funnily, they also have trivia about the stuff that they have listed, and the thing I learned about that is that was about, I think, 12 pounds of fiberglass on his head. And despite the fact that he has huge neck muscles in that because they made a mounting in order to take the weight off of his skull, he still apparently fucked up his neck really bad filming that.
Not surprised.
And then after that, I went to Boston. I watched a lot of TV while I was there, too. Mostly, I watched an entire season of Survivor. Which, I watched season 18 of Survivor, which they did in the Brazilian Highlands. And that is an incredible season of reality TV.
I see, okay.
There are some specimens of humanity in there. There's a guy named Coach who every time he spoke words, I wanted to throw a big rock at his head.
So not cool like the Left 4 Dead 2 Coach.
No, I don't know how to... Hold on, let me see if I can get a picture of him real quick, just for you two. Yeah, here's a... No, do I have any pictures of him? No, this is a better one. Hold on. It's a little blurry because it's a screenshot, but like you'll get the vibe.
I'm sure I will understand the or. Oh yeah, okay.
Okay.
I'll actually I'll give you one more because it's a better picture of also what he chose to wear on his Survivor outing.
I see.
So he's a Righteous Gemstones character.
He is a Righteous Gemstones character. Yeah.
Yeah. He's a. Yeah, I don't know what to say about him. He's inspiration for some fictional characters, I'm positive. So I watched that. I watched some of On Cinema at the Cinema with Tim Heidecker and Greg Turkington, which is a very funny series of YouTube shorts if you haven't seen that. It's like an Adult Swim show, and they're like 7-minute episodes, but it's basically Tim Heidecker and Greg Turkington doing the anti-comedy version of Red Letter Media. Basically, of like half the bag reviews for movies that they may or may not have actually seen. Including such fun things about because this is like started in like 2011, 2012 or whatever. Greg Turkington continually bringing up The Hobbit as like the new The Hobbit as like a really great movie and bringing it up at least once a season and everything. And like you can tell by the way he keeps bringing it up as like how great a movie is. Like, oh man, that dude just in real life hates The Hobbit.
Yeah,
and he's insistent on him playing a character who thinks it's the best movie of all time. That show's really good. I watched some Taskmaster. That's a lot of fun. And I also watched one episode of season 2 of the Rehearsal, I think is the name of the show.
Nathan Field, the new Nathan Fielder show that is probably impossible to watch.
I watched specifically because it's one that I was told to watch first because it's the one that has basically no like embarrassing interactions with real people thing on it, like basically none. Is the 3rd episode of season 2.
Okay.
I don't want to explain anything that happens in the episode because there's a point in time which I just want to turn that on for you guys and make you watch it with me because it is like an all-time great episode of any TV at all.
Okay. I can't watch the rest of the Rehearsal because it's pretty brutal, but I will watch that. Yeah.
Is the Rehearsal real? Is it scripted or is it? That is the
entire premise of the Rehearsal. Yeah. That nobody knows.
The answer to that question, Ben, is yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's one of those.
It's real. It's scripted. It's a questionable combination thereof. That one is particular. The reason that episode is because like there's actors doing lots of scripted bits in that, but like there's like he only interacts with like a very small amount of real people, and they're generally like not like skin peeling inducing like weird anti-humor gag interactions. It's just like, you know, I don't know how else to describe it. That episode of TV was really good though. I will show it to you all at some point. I went to Anime Boston. First anime con I've been to in about 9 years. The more things change, the more they stay the same.
Anime conventions is the same probably.
They are an institution.
Forever. Yeah.
They are a time capsule.
It's really, I think the weirdest part to me is how unless something is like the breakout Shonen Jump hit of like the last 2 years, like, you know, like Don or whatever, surprisingly little representation in the artist alley or like anywhere else of like anything recent that's still popular.
Yeah.
There was not like a single G-Quux thing, period.
I'm not surprised.
Interesting.
Yeah, because you're going for like the big popular things to try and sell stuff, you know?
But it's also weird because like...
It's weird,
Well, some of them weren't popular and some of them were popular like 10 years ago.
Sure. You're still going to get a lot of One Piece. You're going to get probably still get a lot of Jujutsu Kaisen and
there's a bit of that.
Slayer.
There was Frieren, of course. There was Dandadan, you know, all that sort of stuff. I'm sad I didn't end up getting them because I think they were already sold out of the matching set and they just had one or the other. Someone was selling their little, like, they had manufactured plushies of the two boys from Great Ace Attorney.
Ooh.
Naruhodo and I forget his
Asogi.
Yeah, Asogi. They had those. That was fun. I got lots of plastic crap while I was there. I've posted pictures of it in the Discord at some point. My favorite thing is I got a collector's thing for like a Wata Memo 9, which has this like gorgeous King Protea folder and this poster for Dubai. Like that quite a lot. Went to some fun panels. Met two of the people who work on Of the Devil.
Nice.
That was a lot of fun.
Very cool. Very fun.
Bug, who is my oomph of a million years.
Did you tell them we did a live reading of their game?
Oh, they're aware.
Okay.
Bug has been my oomph of many years, and Bug has come in for some of those, I believe. And then I met AA Renders, who is the environment artist in that game.
Nice.
I'm trying to think what else happened there. There was a panel on Japanese baking, which was fun. I saw a panel on a comparative analysis between Gundam Witch from Mercury and the Tempest.
Ooh.
Very cool.
Sadly, I missed a panel that was the real-life pirates that various One Piece characters are based off of.
Oh, that's a good
fun.
one. That's fun, yeah.
God. And then, I hung out with Shia and Emil, friends of the podcast, for about a day. We got some very delicious... There's a very delicious... If you're ever in the Boston area, there's a breakfast place / brunch place called the Friendly Toast. Extremely good. I had something there. They called a Mont Madame, which was their attempt to fuse a Croque Madame and a Monte Cristo.
Tell me more.
That sounds so good.
It was a croissant stuffed with diced ham and I think a mixture of Gouda and Gruyere cheeses, and then French toasted with like hollandaise and cheese sauce on top of it. It was really good.
Oh, fuck yes.
And then the day after that, I went to a cookout briefly with also some of the Devil people and their extended friend group. And then my friends Adam and B took me around a little bit of Boston tourism, and I got to go to the Boston Museum of Fine Art.
Nice.
And that was a huge blast, and everyone made me feel very special the entire week I was there, and the entire week I was in Salem too. So it was a lot of fun.
Awesome.
Hell yeah.
That's a good trip. That sounds like a great trip. Yep.
The most important thing, though, before we move on to news.
Yes. Oh, yes.
I watched 94 episodes of anime.
Yes.
Or, excuse me, 92 episodes of anime. These being the entirety of Mobile Suit Gundam and the entirety of Mobile Suit Zeta Gundam.
Great.
What is your takeaway?
So I'll do them both separately. Mobile Suit Gundam, I think I like it. I think it's better as a watch. I don't think it's a better show, but it's a better watch. Because even though it's an 80s ass toy selling cartoon, because they have to operate within the constraints of lots of our runtime has to be devoted to selling like toys. We don't actually have a lot of time to do shit. They're really succinct with their narrative ambitions, because like for all the things I can and will say about Tomino, one of the things that's very obvious from early in his career is that he's someone who believes that the toy-selling cartoon is only a means to keep the lights on, and by God, he will defraud those investors at every possible opportunity in favor of making a real show.
Yeah.
It's very funny that Mobile Suit Gundam gets typecast as the show where war is bad, because Tomino is a lot more specific about the things that he thinks are bad, and it's genuinely like, damn, this is really great writing for a kid's cartoon.
Yeah, totally.
Because it's very much a show about how, like, especially male socialization and the masculine imagination are weaponized by the state to make child soldiers, basically.
Right, yeah.
Like, the idea that you can use the coolness of, like, a toyable machine and, like, a sense of belonging to people and whatever to just psychologically abuse a child into committing horrible war crimes.
Right, yeah.
And that they will grow to love the shape of their cage. And it's like, it's crazy how it's a show that is just, like, very unflinching about that and very consistent about that the entire way through.
Right, yeah.
It has some stinker moments. There's a guy named Slegger Law who is inexplicable.
Okay.
He's like a very, like, handsome dirtbag kind of guy, right? He's, like, introducing, like, what would be the third act of the show. And he's, like, one of those classic handsome dirtbags who's, you know, he's got a heart of gold, but also he is someone who, if he thinks a woman is being hysterical, will hit her in the mouth.
Oh,
because it's the 70s.
Because it's the 70s.
And
a colonel
and because Tomino's weird, the particular woman he hits in the mouth does not seem to mind that much. I don't know what to make of it.
It's the 70s. That's the answer.
And if you're able to go, all right, the three female main characters in the show are probably not going to get a ton of great moments or be given a lot of moments to shine. Honestly, I'll say for the most part, better than TV of its era, even in that regard. Sure. It's just that, you know, it is the 70s. You still get a lot of that fucking horrible shit.
Saturn, I did a Google of Slegger Law to see what he looked like. And one of the first autocompletes was Slegger Law slap.
Yeah.
Cool. Fantastic.
I'll post a picture of him in the thing because I do think it's funny. Because there's a funny story about Slegger Law. He looks like this. A lot of the time he also wears a hat. There's not a great picture of it, but I have this. Oh, I know. Here's a. No, I'll just do this one because he's making a dumb face in it. The funny story about the way he looks is there was an interview with the character designer for him who was told by I think it was Tomito that he wanted this character to look like Rocky. You know, from Rocky.
Yeah, I buy that.
Okay. And the character designer said, I had some difficulties accomplishing this, though, because at the time, I had not seen Rocky, and it was not actually watchable in most of Japan. So I just kind of had to go with description.
I see. That rule. Well, I mean, he mostly got it. Damn.
You got the droopy side of it, right? I guess.
And the kind of like, he's also got a very, and it doesn't show he's got kind of like the pronounced like kind of weird nose, right?
And like the jutting jaw.
Actually, totally. Here's a side profile where you can see it a bit more. Like he's got like the shapes right more.
Yeah,
the idea's there.
Yeah.
I will say if you're someone who wants to watch this, even though the pacing is not as good, you are probably better off just doing the compilation movies. Because one of the things they do is, and this is the actual important part, is Tomino, as I mentioned, hated all the toy selling that he had to do. And he just edits like as much of that out to the point where you get to the third movie, and there are like retconned bits of animation and like what mechs are there because he didn't want to have the dumbass fucking combining shit that took like a million years, and he wanted to give people machines that made fucking sense for them to pilot.
Yeah, that rules.
Interesting.
Okay. Yeah, I probably will just watch the compilation movies.
Yeah, you're genuinely not missing much. Also, the thing that the compilation movies does is they actually use the phrase new type for I think all three of the movies.
Okay.
Not a thing they do in the original show until nearly the end of the original show, and they just do new type things without explaining to you what the fuck it is until several episodes later.
Interesting. Cool.
It's very funny TV. Got canceled for not selling enough toys is also another fun piece of trivia about it, because their publishing partner is really stupid. Zeta Gundam is the Metal Gear Solid 4 of anime.
Can something be good even if nobody likes it?
That is a show that at its worst is the most like gallingly misogynist wheel spinning crap. Where like emotional stakes are low. It's impossible to remember what the fuck the current intrigue is supposed to be. Women are being mouthpieces for Tomino's the insane gender ideology of the time. It's bad a lot of the time. But at the same time, some of the all-time most raw peak moments of anime maybe ever. Great, like a couple, like a few of the characters are well written all the way through, and they just get moments that are just tremendous. There's a moment very late in that, and this is like, it's kind of spoilers, but like it's fine. It's not about like who lives or who dies or whatever.
Sure.
But there's a moment where a character who's in the main cast dies, and like everybody on the main ship is kind of mourning, and your main pilot, Camille Bidon, who for most of the series is, for a lot of the series anyway, he's an extremely impulsive shithead who sucks, and I love him. He's the best.
Okay.
But he seems to be taking it okay. And, you know, he's always been kind of soft heart, and this is kind of surprising. And Lieutenant Quattro Bagina, who definitely doesn't go by any other names.
Definitely not.
Definitely not. He wears sunglasses. Who could he be?
Yeah.
Nobody knows who this man could be. Totally.
It's like, you know, you seem to be taking the death of character pretty well, like, and we're gonna see more people die. Are you really okay with that? And Camille just looks at him with this, like, serene smile, like, and as he says, all we can do is kill others, isn't it? And Char just gets this look on his face of immense soul pain as he realizes he spent the last nearly 50 episodes of anime failing to be an emotional mentor to this child soldier and he has just watched all the light and life go out of his eyes as he has become like a vessel of infinite suffering, and he doesn't know what to do about it.
Cool. Fantastic.
And it's like, it's such a great thing to happen in any anime, and my god, in the version of the show that was better written, I would have zero qualms just saying you could skip Mobile Suit Gundam to just go watch Zeta Gundam because the goods are that good.
Yeah.
It's just, there's tons of bad shit in that show.
There's so much bad shit. I'm sorry, it ain't happening.
with exceptions, like, you know, exceptions as in, like, you know, the writer and director of the Devil is the same guy, and, you know, that's fine. Generally speaking, though, I don't think your writer and director should be the same guy.
Sure. Yeah.
Right.
Tomino should not have been writing this. He's it really spins its wheels a lot, and it's really unfortunate.
Yeah.
And so I guess in a couple days I'll be starting Double Zeta.
Cool.
And Char's Counterattack. All this so that I can catch references in G-Quux, which is really good.
And you can finally get rid of that back and shoulder pain you've been having.
Yeah. I acquired quite a bit of that during my vacation due to lugging around a backpack that was heavy with plastic crap.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say I acquired that watching Zeta Gundam.
If I shrimped enough, I totally could.
Is that why Travis has to watch Char's Counterattack? Is because of the damage that was done to him by Zeta Gundam?
Yeah.
Possibly, distinctly possible. It's one of those shows. I'll say the last thing I'll say because it's basically the end of my week. It is one of the rare shows where, you know, the mixture of high highs and low lows is so infuriating that, like, I have just been stewing for an entire day. Just like, how would you do rewrites to Zeta to make it unambiguously completely good?
Yeah.
And some of the and like the thing with the synths in Fallout 4, right? With like, oh, what if your character was just a synth the entire time?
Sure.
There's so many answers there that are so obvious to me from like the critical lens perspective. Where it's like, fuck, it would be so easy to make a version of Zeta that's good. I could just write legally distinct Zeta with the serials filed off.
That's right.
Oh, it would be so easy.
You just gotta do that. That's just what you have to do with your life. I'm sorry.
Sometimes
so much media that exists because of that.
Sometimes you need a 5 out of 10 that's made of so many 10s and zeros that it just poisons your brain forever, like Fallout 4 did for me.
Yeah, it drives you insane for the rest of your life. I understand completely.
There's good odds that Zeta Gundam is going to drive me insane for the rest of my life.
Fantastic.
Because there's so much Saturn bait in here and so much like unbelievable garbage at the same time.
I think if I replayed MGS4 by myself, it would become a Fallout 4 for me.
MGS4 is already a Fallout 4 for me. I'm sorry. That's a game that I'm just like, I'll go to bat for every single time, even though I don't think it's good. I'm like, no, but actually Metal Gear Solid 4 is good.
I think I would need to play it without the community effort of you guys to let those parasites infect me.
You gotta at some point just sit down and play MGS4 on your own and embrace it. And get the Otacon kiss.
I've watched the steak vent. You mean the Ocelot kiss? Not. Yeah, we all wish it was the Otacon kiss.
We all wish it was. Yeah, I do. I do wish it was the Otacon kiss. But you should also get the Ocelot kiss. Yeah.
I've watched that Steak Bentley video like a dozen times.
Oh, it's so good. It's imminently rewatchable. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So no, and that is basically the video that, because like I also used to be like, I don't think Metal Gear Solid 4 is good, and then I watched that video and then I played Metal Gear Solid 4 again. And I was like, wait a second.
Maybe it's good?
Maybe the game is good. Actually, the game is good. Underneath all of the bad, Metal Gear Solid 4 is good. Sorry.
Metal Gear Solid 4 has Metal Gear Online 2 in it, so it can't possibly be bad.
It can't be that bad. You can use Guns of the Patriots against other people. Come on.
You can, and it's the only online game smart enough to have a mechanic where if you're Ocelot and you're doing deathmatch and you're the last person to die, you can use his fake death move to get back up after the round has ended and put time back on the clock.
Yeah, you can do the think again.
Think again.
So good.
It's so fucking funny. Anyway. No. I highly recommend Mobile Suit Gundam and Mobile Suit Zeta Gundam. They're kind of bad, but they're extremely compelling. And even though they're kind of bad, they're also maybe the best shows ever made.
Sure.
I'm linking you this BlueSky post out of context because I think it's funny.
Okay. Hold on.
And it's also it is textually accurate to the show.
I see. Okay.
Interesting.
Cool. Fantastic.
Listen, I'm going to GDQ. In a couple weeks, in a month actually.
Oh, nice.
I'm gonna be having a lot of downtime in the hotel room. Good time to watch some Gundam.
Good time as any to watch some Gundam.
You will certainly have time to at least watch the compilation movies of Gundam 1 through 3. I will say, don't watch the compilation movies for Zeta. I haven't watched them myself, but I've done some research on this. The reason the Mobile Suit Gundam ones are fine is because they only come out a couple years later and they're contemporary. The Mobile Suit Zeta Gundam ones come out for the 20th or 25th anniversary of the series, and they have significant rewrites that also because of their nature, both aren't and cannot be canon.
I see.
So if you're going to go on to then watch Double Zeta and Char's Counterattack, it would actively foil your ability to understand Double Zeta because things would just be different and wrong.
I see. Interesting. Well, I'll keep that in mind.
Oh yeah, that's me. We're good.
Cool.
All right.
Let's bang out news. Hopefully,
bang out news quickly.
News will be easy. It'll be.
We
easy.
got fucking Occult Crescent to do, baby. Yeah. Let's go.
Square Enix finally breaks silence on Kingdom Hearts 4. Shares screenshots. We got crumbs.
You got crumbs. I'm happy. I'll be excited to play it. They canceled Missing Link. Looking forward to watching you play Kingdom Hearts 4 in 2027.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but if you saw those images and thought that means they're going to show Kingdom Hearts at Summer of Gaming, you are huffing medical grade copium.
Yeah, no, you should honestly check yourself into a rehab because that's too much copium. And I am a professional Cuffium Hoper the other thing.
I think Cuffium Hoper is
Cuffium
also
Hoper. I'm
hoping.
I'm hoping Cuffium.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
The screenshots do look really. One of them is a phone.
That sounds about right. Nomura and his love of phones.
Like a rotary phone.
Yeah.
One of them is Mickey Mouse in what appears to be a Persona 5 dungeon.
It looks like a library or something.
Yeah, he's doing
jumping between candelabra.
Yeah, like chandeliers.
Chandeliers, that's the word.
The new Heartless designs look like shades from Nier.
Yeah, they're cool.
They look really fucking cool.
Mm-hmm. I'm just not used. Sora's flat hair depresses me. Put some spring back in that boy stuff.
Do you think we can get 2B in Kingdom Hearts 4?
I think there's a non-zero chance of her showing up.
Do you think we could get a Yorha Sora?
I think
no, that would be so sick.
That would be awesome.
I would play that. Yeah, I would actually play Kingdom Hearts 4 if they put Nier in it, because that'd be canon to Nier, right?
Absolutely.
Everything's canon to Nier.
So they have canceled Missing Link entirely, which is
not shocking.
I've heard some scuttlebutt that like Square Enix has been canceling a lot of things internally for the last year or two.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I remember someone saying, like, one of the like industry insiders or whatever, some of the shit they've canceled would shock you. And for the things that they confirmed are still being made, a thing that I pointedly did not notice is any mention of what Natsuko Ishikawa was apparently working on.
Yeah.
So for all we know, they might have canceled FF17.
They might have canceled and are now rebuilding 17 from the ground up.
17 might have gotten versus 13, and we just will never know.
Because I'm willing to believe that they started pre-pro on 17 being like, yeah, it'll be like a Devil May Cry game, right? Because everyone's going to love that. And then the reaction to 16 happened, and they're going, we need to go back to the drawing board.
Yeah.
Do you think Square Enix even glanced at Clair Obscur?
Not a one fucking bit. You are out of your mind.
Here, I will say, I'll tell you for free, it sold 3.3 million copies. They're looking now.
I sure hope they are.
I hope they are.
They are some of the most famously out of touch, like, executives in video games, right? Because they're all just a bunch of old people who mostly want to do crypto crimes, really, and kind of coincidentally also make Final Fantasy games, so there's a huge chance that they don't even know what Clair Obscur is, right? So we'll see when they actually reveal Final Fantasy 17. If it's turn-based, they saw Clair Obscur. If it's not, they didn't. That's it. That's the rule.
Yeah, I think with the way the games the game productions are going, it'll be years before we see FF17.
Yeah, for sure.
Totally. We're 5 years away from FF17 at least.
And I feel confident. FF7. I'm putting chips down. I'll bet money on it if I have to. Final Fantasy 17 will be turn-based.
Boy, I hope so. Here's the thing. You save it by making it turn-based and putting it on the Switch too, right?
Now, I think...
it's cheaper and easier to develop and will still sell as many, if not more units. Mm-hmm. A game with no action component that can run on a Switch.
That's correct.
You would think. Now, I think we've talked about this before. But what are the odds that it'll be Final Fantasy 7 teen?
0.
Because they were already, I'm positive they are already in pre-production for 17. I mean, they almost certainly went into pre-production for 17 before 16 was even out.
Yeah, they probably got like a document that is like the next 20 Final Fantasy games and just like one sentence description of what they are.
Right. So, but I don't think it's going to be adjacent to the Final Fantasy 7 remake project because, I don't know. That Final Fantasy 7 remake project feels cursed.
I know that the second one kind of underperformed for their expectations or whatever, and like
shocker.
I'm certain with that, whatever that third game is going to be is probably going through some scrambling right now as they determine if they need to like. I'm willing to bet there's like, are we making content cuts? Right? Are we downscaling this to fit our sales projections better? And I think 17 is going to be one of those things like, oh yeah, that game's been in pre-production for a while, I'm sure. I'm also 100% confident that as of at some point in the last few months, it has been rebooted completely.
Yeah. They very pointedly showed that Rebirth can run on the Switch too. It probably looks hideous, but it can run on the Switch too.
Well, it already looked hideous on the PS5, so,
exactly, so it's fine. They probably... I mean, it'd be for the best if they scale it back and get it to run on the Switch 2 as well, to get the third one, right? To not waste anybody's time trying to get this thing on the hypothetical PlayStation 6 or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Because it's just for the best for everybody, because ain't nobody buying video games the way they used to, right?
Yeah.
So...
Now the question is, with Missing Link being canceled, which comes first? 7 Part 3 or Kingdom Hearts 4?
7 Part 3.
I think definitely 7 Part 3, if only because they have certainly most of that already made.
They have a ton of that.
That's true. They do have a lot of assets already done, yeah.
They've got a ton of that assets already made. They've got that done. This is such a big project, and Square Enix has had kind of I've had a rough time. It's really just been Final Fantasy XIV that's been like an unabashed success, right? Because 14 prints money. So they almost certainly are just like, let's just get Remake Part 3 out at some point in everybody's human fucking lives, right? Get it out on the Switch too, if they're smart. And then you can release that game, all 3 parts, in like $110 mega pack, right? That's got everything. And then just sell that. And probably move a ton of units because his Rebirth is cursed by being the middle entry, right?
Yeah.
So, I'm sure they're kind of banking on the 3rd entry actually finishing and selling this whole project to people, which we'll see.
Look, I'm not gonna say I'm unhappy that the cash grab gotcha mobile game for Kingdom Hearts got canceled. But at the same time, come on, man. Come on, I haven't waited until 2020 for something.
If that shit came out, it would have only operated for 6 months before getting canceled anyway. It's a Square Enix gotcha.
Yeah, but it still would have existed. Look, I didn't like Dark Road, but Dark Road had the best plot in Kingdom Hearts in a long time.
Sure, I understand, but it's probably for the best. It would have evaporated after 6 months, so
Come on, man.
Sorry, dude.
Haven't gotten anything since fucking Melody of Memory.
Don't bark.
Kingdom Hearts 4 will come out during your lifetime, I'm certain.
God, those
sure
screenshots look so fucking cool, though.
What else?
One more thing really quickly, though, is that they've already confirmed that Sora will have Spiky hair later in the game, though.
Oh, that's nice.
Because this is his quadratum design where he's in the real world.
Oh, okay.
So, when he goes to a Disney World, he will have spiky anime hair again.
Oh, cool. Good for him.
Next, new Superman trailer. Looks like the Superman movie we've wanted for years. That was a good trailer.
I didn't watch it, but I'm sure it looks good.
I wasn't aware there was one. Honestly.
Yeah, there was. It was a little while ago. This is slightly dated news, but it was a really good trailer. That was Lois interviewing Superman.
Sure. In
quotes, with a big emphasis on the idea that the plot, I guess, is going to focus around Clark causing an international incident by saving a bunch of civilians in the middle of a battlefield without getting any kind of government jurisdiction from any nation.
Sure.
Like, he just swooped in and started saving people. And his whole thing is that during the middle of the interviews, him getting really heated at Lois about well, what was I supposed to do? Let them die?
Sure. Yeah, it's funny. Pointing at the camera, pointing right at fucking Man of Steel. That makes sense. Yeah.
Suit looks great. In motion and actual film, it looks great. It's got a ton of great comic booky looking moments in it. I'm excited.
Tentatively optimistic about the Superman movie. We'll see.
It's funny because I was thinking about because this movie's been in production for a while now, and I was thinking why am I not at all invested in this? It seems like it'd be something that's right up my alley, and then I realized it was something that Red said on BlueSky, which is I got what I wanted out of Superman from my Adventures of Superman.
Oh yeah.
I don't need this movie.
I should really watch more of that show. I only watched the first couple episodes of it.
But this trailer reinvigorated that interest, and I'm like, ooh, I'm looking now. I'm paying attention.
How many seasons are there now? 3, 2?
2.
It
only got 2 seasons, right?
But they're getting a third. I think they've announced the third is coming.
It's just in production. Okay, cool. That's good.
So movie looks great. Nathan Fillion, Guy Gardner is gonna be funny.
That is funny. That works. That works really well. Yeah.
Next, Summer Game Fest schedule 2025.
All right, what are we doing next week? Hit me real fast.
So we're gonna do the actual Summer Game Fest live on Friday at 5:00 Eastern.
Okay.
And then it's None of the stuff where it's Day of the Devs, Wholesome Direct, Future Game Show.
Shit nobody's gonna watch.
Green Games, which is their environmentally friendly games.
I would rather die.
No video games are environmentally friendly. Continue.
Yeah. The Xbox Game Showcase, which is the one we'll probably be watching again. That's on Saturday.
I will watch the Xbox Game Showcase.
That's on Sunday, actually. Wait, hold on.
I will probably sit that one out, even if our schedules do permit it.
Okay.
I have like zero interest in seeing what they're.
The only reason that I'm like gonna watch it with Ben is because they announced Claire Obscure, the Xbox show.
Yeah.
And so
the thing about the Xbox Game Showcase is that they don't show Xbox games.
No, it's just like it's a third party developer
games.
Showcase. Yeah. At this point.
Yeah, I'm good.
That's fair.
Not even, and honestly, not even for like the boycott reasons. Just like I don't think I'm ever going to. I do not want to give them any more attention. Just in general, they have been disappointing me unbroken for the last decade.
That's actually a really good point.
Fair.
Maybe I might set that one out too. Then now that I think about it, we'll see. We'll play it by ear.
Yeah. And then the PC Gaming Show at 3 on Sunday as well. So,
We'll probably just do. I probably might just tune in for summer, like the actual.
Yeah, the Summer Game Fest.
The actual thing.
Summer Games Fest is usually normal, and like PC Gaming Show sometimes has good things. That show always runs for like fucking 4 hours.
Yeah,
and toward the end of it, it's just so full of slop. Yes,
and the PC Gaming Show always has like a gimmick to it, right? Like,
and it's always annoying.
Yeah,
weird thing. No Devolver.
Weird. That actually is surprising.
Yeah, and I thought Nintendo was finally going to be here. Maybe they're doing something at like a different day, like a close to this time frame.
Yeah.
Yeah, very strange that Devolver was for like the first time not present.
Yeah.
Oh, they're not doing anything this summer?
Doesn't look like it.
Crazy.
Weird. Yeah. Maybe they'll do something later.
Oh, here's a reason to not watch Xbox. It's going to be half of it is going to be about the Outer Worlds 2.
Oh,
so maybe we might actually skip Xbox.
Skip that one. Absolutely.
Yeah, the less I know, the better.
Yeah, no, you couldn't pay me.
Yeah, Summer Game Fest might be intriguing. So we'll do that one at least.
Yeah, I'm sure Sony will announce something kind of within that same window too. So, you know.
Next, Persona 5 The Phantom X unmasks a global release date. Finally.
Striking when the iron is ice fucking cold. This game is going to be dead in 6 months.
June 26th, global release.
How long has that game been out?
It's been out for like 2 years in China.
2-3 years.
That's insane.
Yeah, no, it's so cooked.
Yeah, but
out of the United States.
But it does have the Gyaru teacher.
It has Gyaru teacher. It has like cool character. Like it absolutely has a shit ton of cool character designs.
Ben, I'll tell you the same thing about Gyaru teacher that I will tell you that I tell anyone who's expresses any kind of interest in playing like Nikkei. Mm-hmm. Anything you want from that game, you can find on Donburu. You do not have to put it on your.
That's correct.
Look, I don't play Girls Frontline for gooning. I play it because I like XCOM. If I just thought the girls were hot, I would not have that installed. I would be just looking for pictures on the internet.
Yeah, I cannot possibly imagine that like that game has any degree of writing that makes it worth my time. FGO, it will not be, right? Like, I might give it a shot, but I doubt it.
Can Persona 5 kill a gacha when it is itself a gacha?
Yes.
Yes, absolutely. 100%.
You will see it happen sooner than you think.
Yeah.
Next, Final Fantasy XIV on mobile, but will release in June, but only in China.
Oh yeah,
16 die slots.
And
that whole project seems bizarre.
It is because console gaming is very hard. Like in general, console gaming and especially like MMO and stuff like that in China is like very regulated. It's hard to get a console released in China. There's just like a lot of stuff, like government regulation stuff, right? Mobile gaming, less regulated. So that's why you see like Persona 5 the X. That's why you're seeing this Final Fantasy 14. It's why Genshin Impact and Honkai and all that stuff is so popular, is because they have mobile versions, right?
Right.
So they're really, that's the only reason it's only coming out in China as well, is because it's for the Chinese market. So like 16 die channels is too many. Give us a third one and we'd be fine. Also the fact that they literally are charging the monetization scheme for the fucking Final Fantasy XIV mobile release is insane. You want to talk about a dead game in like no time. Dead game. Very, very dead game. You have to pay to unlock additional die channels after the second one.
Oof.
Yeah.
Never mind.
You have to pay to unlock dies per piece of gear.
Also, I'm gonna make a mathematical observation because that mobile game is only A Realm Reborn, right?
It's only A Realm
I'm assuming,
Reborn,
they have no plan. They probably have the idea of adding the rest of the expansions to it.
There is nothing, like quite literally nothing in A Realm Reborn that can use much less benefit from 16 distinct die channels.
Correct.
That's correct. They'll probably put all the other Mog Station stuff just in the game, right? Like all of the different like Eastern Lord stuff, right? Like they'll put all of that in, and it'll have a ton of hideous die channels. And yeah, no, like that's it. I don't see this game. It's another Square Enix mobile game. It's gonna be dead like all the others. They all die. The only one that's still alive the only reason Ever Crisis is still alive is because you can put Tifa in pretty outfits, right?
Yeah, exactly.
That's
When
are they going to lean into their most marketable asset, Tifa?
That's right.
Yeah.
Put Tifa in everything. Your mobile games will survive.
Tifa everywhere system.
Yes.
You have to put Tifa in Tekken. Fuck that 16 bitch. I hate his ass. I don't care if he's voiced by Ben Starr and thus his baby girl. You put Tifa in there.
You should put Tifa in Tekken. Like it just.
I should
also
be
put
able to
Tifa in
punch
Tekken.
Heihachi's lights out with Tifa.
Is that so wrong? No. That is the dream of anybody who has blood pumping in their heart. Okay?
You will make so much money if you put Tifa in Fortnite and let her use an assault rifle.
Have it be Tifa, Cloud, and Aerith and Sephiroth so that you can kill Sephiroth with an assault rifle.
Yeah. And also so that Aerith can have an assault rifle, as she was destined to have.
Yeah, exactly. It's what Aerith deserves.
Yeah.
You have Barrett in it, but he doesn't have his minigun. He has a special mount that is the thing that carries whatever gun you're holding.
I love that plan. Just put the whole cast in, because I also think it's funny to give Red 13 a gun.
He would have to be on his hind legs the whole time.
Put him in the Shinra uniform.
Yuffie deserves a gun.
Yuffie
deserves a gun. No. Yuffie does not deserve a gun. That's a bad idea.
No, Yuffie deserves a gun.
No, I think we should give Yuffie a gun. I don't think Yuffie needs a gun, but I think we should give Yuffie a gun, right? That's the distinction?
It's just the meme of FF7, like the two books, FF7 if Yuffie had a gun.
It's longer.
And then most of it is giving Yuffie the gun, trying to take the gun away from Yuffie.
Most of it is her yelling ninja technique as she shoots someone point blank in the head.
For her standard special, she uses a gun.
That's correct. Oh god. Okay, what else?
Nintendo has filed a new trademark for Sing's 2007 DS adventure game Hotel Dusk Room 215.
Piece of news for Ben.
Yes.
This is just a piece of news for Ben to be like, maybe there's going to be a Hotel Dusk sequel? I would not hold this against you, no, dude.
Are you going to port those games to the Switch or something?
You put those fucking games somewhere that people can play them?
They did
really nice.
They did the remake of Another Code.
They did. So
fucking put Hotel Dusk on that so I can play it again.
Either it's a Switch 2 port or it's a mobile port. Yeah. Because you play that game in vertical orientation anyway.
Yeah. Well, sort of.
Yeah.
You hold your DS vertically, but it's displayed horizontally then.
Yeah,
because the DS is vertically oriented with the two screens.
Just do something with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's got to be a way to adapt it. I don't
know. That would be so fucking cool. Hotel Dusk is such a good game. It'd be great if something was done with that. I think the last time they appeared, they were spirits in Smash.
Yeah, I would like for them to do something with Hotel Dusk again, please.
What a good style!
Yeah,
there's no games that look like that.
Mm-hmm.
We need people to know that we need this next generation to know the joy of got myself a paperclip.
Yeah. It would just be nice to let those games escape from DS jail. There's a lot of games they're in DS jail, kind of like PS3 jail, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think Hotel Dusk deserves to escape.
Yeah.
All right, what else?
Next, this is a good one.
Okay.
Bungie morale is reportedly in free fall after Marathon's plagiarism scandal.
Yeah, insider reporting suggests that there was a planned, upcoming ad campaign for the game's intended, beta release or whatever in the summer. And it sounds like insider reporting is that has been completely canceled, and there's a good chance that game is getting delayed significantly.
I can't wait for the inevitable Marathon trailer that has been on the schedule for months for the Summer Game Fest that it's too late to take out.
Yeah, I wonder. I mean, Sony might have had to put in like an emergency phone call to Pope Jeff himself, right?
Yeah.
Here's the thing.
You gotta take that out.
I'm sure Jeff has no problem with whatever contract he has people sign. It's like, oh yeah, you can take your trailer out. I'm keeping that money you gave me though.
Yeah.
Although I will say, it's a Sony game, so Jeff probably didn't get any money from Marathon. I don't know, maybe.
I mean, he has a policy, doesn't he? Like that's just how it goes. Like you are charged for your trailers to show up.
Well, just that Sony wouldn't even show it at Summer Games Fest because they could have their own state of play that's like Marathon centric, right?
Are they even doing a state of play?
They haven't announced it yet, but I'm sure it might come. It might be like a week after Summer Games Fest.
They definitely delayed it if they are.
Yeah,
I remember last year they did it weirdly early.
Yeah, that's the thing.
But also, what do they have to show off at this point?
They have nothing.
I guess Death Stranding 2's out soon.
Oh, that's true.
So to clarify, in case people have not heard about it, Bungie was caught stealing art assets from a very specific person from 2017. And they were caught for one of the reasons because the artist hid loss in one of their sketches. And that sketch appears as a poster in the game.
That owns.
I will say I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news. I don't think that loss is from the stolen assets. What's more damning is that there is at least one literal texture that is used that is from one of that person's graphic design projects where their signature has been incompletely scrubbed out.
Yep.
But is still obviously recognizable as their signature.
There is so much plagiarism from this artist. Ben, what's the artist style while I talk? What's the name?
I think it's anti-real with a bunch of number replacements.
It is anti-real.
It's anti-real if they were a Homestuck character.
Sure.
Yeah.
There is so much plagiarism, just outright plagiarism, as in we copy and pasted your art from Twitter and put it in the texture file of Marathon. There is so much that they have now had to put together a team whose entire job is going through every single asset of Marathon to scrub all of it, right?
Yeah.
Even then, spiritually, the game, even if they redesign all of the graphics for Marathon, spiritually, it is all still directly plagiarized because they're going to still try and ape the look, right?
Right, yeah, of course.
So they are still kind of basically plagiarizing from anti-real, right?
It's the degree of the amount of references is amazing because it's not like they can't even plausibly be like, oh, we grabbed it from this website and we didn't know it was someone's copyright
because half of Bungie follows anti-real on Twitter.
Yeah.
And I know part of this, and again, to not to be like a game dev realist, part of this is these two people have the same wells of inspiration a lot of the time, where it is it's like Wipeout graphic design, right? It's mid-op. I forget what the thing's called, Vector Heart and stuff like that, right? Yeah. There's a similar
Sophistifuture, according
but
to
the thing is, and this is what happens when you are, and this is one of the foibles of the big AAA, quadruple A gaming thing, when your art asset generation requires you outsourcing a bunch of work to people who are probably entry level, fresh out of college, whoever's, they will just steal shit because they think they can get away with it.
Yeah.
And you won't know until it becomes an immense, like, legal liability. Because someone will notice and say something after you've already baked those assets into the fucking game.
Yep.
And that is what they claim happened. Like, I've seen people be dubious about that, but that is, like, that is credible, right? That, like that shit happens in, like, game studios that have this much, like, outsourcing happen. But it's still, like, it is bad, not only that they're, like, even if it's just like conversion evolution, it is insane. It looks insanely bad that they just simply, literally no one noticed, despite the fact that half of Bungie follows that person on Twitter.
Right. Yeah.
Exactly.
It's like H-Bomber Guy said, if you caught someone plagiarizing, it's not their first time plagiarizing.
No. That's the thing. That's the big thing.
Yeah.
And I don't know how much I buy the excuse that because, like, it was a contractor who did it is also like a classic.
Yeah.
Like, it's like a classic way to get away, like to distance yourself from plagiarizing, is we can just say it was some random guy and we can totally, but I don't know. The fact that it seems like it is the whole, like, every scrap of the game's assets seems to have some degree of anti-real work in it. Bodes very ill. It does. Yeah. It seems to me like it's much more widespread throughout the whole studio.
This is one of the one of the biggest, like, open and shut plagiarism cases ever, because it's not even like they took it and altered it enough that you could plausibly deny that it was stolen from someone. It's just here's the exact graphic. Yeah.
No, it's really egregious.
And this is and like part of it is a shame, and I think part of why this happens too is because this is like the specific foible here is like you make a creative mood board, right? And you have someone else's artwork on that instead of like things that are like more gestural touchstones.
Yeah.
Right.
And the thing is, like, I know Bungie is usually better about this because I've seen like the mood boards for like what Dima Goryanov does for like the like some of the Destiny expansions. Like I'll post something in chat here because it's an image I think about a lot. But here's a image of Dima Goryanov, who's like one of the lead art directors over at Bungie, and I think mostly still works on Destiny. I don't think he did anything on Bungie as far as, or on Marathon as far as I know. But like where he goes over a shot from the environment of an expansion pack that's in like the center of that, and then he shows all the specific photos that he wanted for textural inspiration.
Yeah.
Right? And you see it's a diverse amount of things that are like not, some of it's artwork, some of it's real photos of live science shit, some of it's whatever. Yeah. But it's not from a single source.
Right.
And the problem is that if your mood board is just anti-reals graphic design work, you're going to end up just plagiarizing anti-reals graphic design work when you could just hire anti-real, who is apparently unemployed and would probably love to have full-time employment at a video game studio.
Which is the most galling part, right? It's that the artist that you're stealing from is currently unemployed. You could have just been like, hey, we can hire you on a contract, because you're already obviously hiring contractors, right?
Yeah.
Just fucking call the person whose art you're stealing and be like, hey, can we hire you on a contract basis for, a year to do all of the decal texture work in Marathon, and here's a $70,000 paycheck for your job, right?
Yeah, and that's like a normal way to do things. It's not like a revolutionary idea. They do it all the time. They do it all the time. It's in fact insanely weird they didn't do it, because most of Destiny 2's writing is them doing that.
It's incredible to me.
It's literally them finding a sci-fi author they like and going, "Hey, do you want to write this major constructive content for our game? Here's a contract to do that." And it's like, yeah, sure, why not?
It's incredible hubris, is what it is.
It's funny because even in this podcast, I have done something similar to that. When we were doing the breakdown of Fallout 76's first couple of years, I was doing some research, found a few articles to like kind of review the history, then found an article from Kotaku that had just done the breakdown of every month of the years, and I'm like, okay, well, I will just read this article and quote the writer of it.
You just cite your source. It's not hard. Pay the person you're stealing from. It's so it really pisses me off.
Having this happen already in an incredibly lackluster open beta.
Yes. Like a game that nobody has wanted. There was that fucking, was it Forbes? No, it was Business Insider. Brutal like article from Business Insider of all people, that was just like point for point why Marathon is fucked no matter what, because they're trying to do this escape from Tarkov shit, but also make it like, but like the people who play that stuff religiously, they don't want it to be dumbed down, right? Like,
right.
They want it to be for sickos, but they're trying to make it for normal people. But even dumbing it down for normal people, it is still not the kind of video game that a lot of people like to play, right?
Right.
So, like, most of the Tarkov sickos are in it because, to quote Chris Wolfhart, they're gun perverts, and Tarkov has real guns in it that are super modifiable. And the other thing is, like, people were more excited for that when it seemed like it was going to be more like Tarkov and have you, like, just have a character who is yours and who you can edit and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And then after they fired that one guy for being a sex pest, the ex-Riot guy they brought on to replace him was immediately like, let's turn it into a hero shooter. And now it's a hero shooter.
So it's two genres that historically are just fucked, right?
Yeah.
Because, like, nobody wants a new hero shooter. We've got Marvel Rivals, which is the big one now, right?
Are we willing to grapple with the possibility that Sony is going to release Concord 2 this year?
They will.
They will. Yeah, we have to grapple with the possibility that Bungie is in the process of making Concord 2 right now.
Which is great because Concord was made by ex-Bungie people for the most part.
That's so funny.
Tragic. And like, it's I love extremely the idea that they bought Bungie for like $3 or $4 billion, and Bungie and ex-Bungie staff are going to proceed to have wasted them probably close to $1 billion in game development costs for just shit they had to cancel immediately because no one cared.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to be...
You probably deserve this.
No, definitely deserve this. Yeah, sorry.
This is
a game nobody wants.
This is going to be a very interesting Summer Game Fest.
Yeah.
For seeing what direction the gaming industry will take.
What is the shape of the industry after all, like, the last 2 years? And the answer is that nobody's got anything. And I continue to be a game crash accelerationist, so...
I think the game crash is still coming because it's straight up, like, the only fix is to pivot back to, like, mid-budget AA shit being prevalent. And simply none of these big publishers, like, have any infrastructure for supporting people who turn out, like, a game every year or two.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Did you know Claire Obscure sold 3.3 million copies?
It sold 3.3 million copies.
Hey, id Software, that's copies sold.
Yeah.
Not players.
Yeah, the Dark Ages news is also, as we say, brutal.
Yeah, much like Doom.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything I've heard some people say they like it, and I can believe that people like this game. I've heard from people whose opinions I trust more that this is by far the worst of the three.
Yeah, I've heard Civvy liked it.
Yeah, well, Civvy is a boomer shooter guy. I don't know.
Yeah, which means that he would know about boomer shooters. Like, if he liked it, it can't be that far off the mark. This is his thing.
Everyone on the Gig Boots who has played it, which I think is just Chris and Bob.
Yeah.
Pretty much unanimous agreement about it being like the worst game they've played so far this year.
Yeah, and
like,
I know
not
that Pat didn't like it either, right?
Mostly because all the gimmicks they add, like, there's the mech and the dragon, which are both apparently just, like, extremely weird time wasters that just don't actually feel that fun to play. And then the fact that the game's shield mechanic and, like, the ability to do, like, crazy parries and whatever, does just, in fact, make the entire game super trivial. Because you see an enemy flash green, you press the parry button, and then they die.
Right.
I've heard people say that that's more in line with feeling like Unstoppable, like 2016 was. But it's also slower than 2016.
Yeah, 2016 is so fast.
I don't like the idea of the big open world areas because, especially after playing Viscera Fest, which I got to a level that was a big open area.
It's not fun.
And I was like, this is the worst level in the game because all of my mechanics and playstyle are designed around being in very narrow corridors.
Right. Like, the whole point, like, that's the whole point of, like, the original Doom is that they are like, extremely tightly assembled, like levels, right?
And you move fast and you shoot fast, and you're just like a blender of violence.
Yeah, the thing about like Doom and you know, other boomer shooters like and Viscerfest included in that, and you know, modern Doom as well, you don't have a lot of spread in your guns.
No, that's the point.
Yeah, like besides the BFG, like you aren't getting like widespread like conical shotgun. Like your shotgun is a pistol in 26 in Eternal. You don't even have a pistol. Your shotgun is your base weapon. Like you're designed to hit one specific target for a lot of damage.
Yeah.
So having a big open area that you kind of have to like keep swerving around in is not conducive. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see.
We'll see. Also, but I mean, the more important part is that it's another $70 game that has not.
Yeah. That is
nobody
not
wants
worth it.
$70. Nobody wants $70 games. Nobody
Has
wants $80
literally.
games.
Is Tears of the Kingdom the only game that came out for $70 and people were mostly like, yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. That's still it. Even the other games that I've bought for $70, I still felt like an itch when I bought them.
Yeah, they're not
I
worth
was like,
$70.
I was like, you know when you spend money on quartz in FGO and you're like,
Yeah,
oh, I've
you're
given
like,
up.
I shouldn't have done that.
That's how I
Yeah.
feel when I buy a $70. Even a $70 game that I ended up enjoying, I'm like,
Yeah. Because it wasn't worth $70. It was just good, you know. There's a
and
difference.
it's crazy to me that despite the fact that none of these $70 games are selling that well and that people don't seem to be very happy with them, people are already like, no, we need to be going for 80.
We need to
We
go
need
for
to be going
80.
for 90. We need to be going for 100.
Arrangement.
Games have been too cheap for too long, and I refuse to acknowledge the fact that I exist in an economy where the good I provide is a want and not a need.
Did you see that noted sentient ball of grease Randy Pitchford backstepped on the $80 rumor for Borderlands 4 without actually saying Borderlands 4 will not cost $80?
Yeah, because he opened his mouth and said some stupid shit about people like it's like, well, you should buy Borderlands 4 for $80, and literally everybody on the planet was like, shut the fuck up, Randy.
And he's like, I think his exact statement was like, if you're a real fan, you'll make it happen.
Which is incredible, because I'll be real with you, nobody is a real fan of Borderlands. People play Borderlands to fuck around.
Yeah.
Yeah, hey, Randy Pitchford, when I bought Borderlands 3 for 90% off,
yeah,
I was shocked to find that game that came out like 6 or 7 years later was the exact same game as Borderlands 2.
Yeah.
If you think you're going to put out a game 6 or 7 years later that is, again, exactly the same game as Borderlands 2, and people are going to turn up to buy it day one for $80, you are doing way too much cocaine.
The thing is, when Randy Pitchford says, you know, you'll make it work, the answer is, yeah, I will make it work by waiting 2 years and getting it on Steam sale.
Yeah. There you go.
You frequently put the Borderlands 3 collection on sale for like $10 with all the DLC. Like, why would I not just wait for that for 4?
Why don't I just wait? I can just wait. I am super patient.
I'll absolutely play 4 when you do your 90% off sale for 4. Absolutely. Zero questions asked.
Yeah,
sure.
For sure.
Those games are great ARPGs, and you know, $10 for like 3 years of your like ongoing support for that game, a pretty hard price to argue with from where I'm considering. I'm definitely not giving 80 though.
Like I'm making it work for Baldur's Gate 3, where I'm just waiting for it to go on to sale at a price point that I'm happy with. Like, yeah, that's how you make it work. You just wait for a good Steam sale. But by then, nobody will have bought your bad video game, and you will be 6 feet under, which, inshallah, right?
Gamer Crash 2. Gamer Crash 2. Gamer Crash 2.
I feel like someday we'll get Baldur's Gate 3 being like $40, and I feel like
that's when I will buy it.
That's about as good as you can hope for. They've been very clear up front with that. Like, we're not dropping the price of this game that much. It's really big. We worked really hard on it. Like, buy it or don't, idiot.
And that's fine. I just won't buy it because it already kind of looks like a video game that I don't necessarily know I'd grok with, like, gameplay-wise.
Understandable.
Yeah, which is fine. But for $40, I'd be willing to, like, make that plunge.
Yeah.
So I can wait 5 more years for Baldur's Gate 3, right? It's cool.
It's hard because there's some part of me that's like, well, if you're not sure if you like it, what you can always do is wait for Divinity Original Sin 2 to go on sale for like $10 or $15 and try that instead. But I can't actually tell you to do that because Divinity Original Sin 2 famously just kicks your ass if you don't know what you're doing because they're really mean. Like
Cool.
the Act 1 of Divinity Original Sin 2 is the most, like, fuck you die in, like, one of these games. Where it's just, like, you will just be going through a meat grinder until you have learned how the game works, and only then are you allowed to progress the plot.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Cool.
I'm gonna wrap this up by saying this again. Hey, 3.3 million copies. You know how much Clair Obscure cost? $50.
$50.
Hey, look at that.
That's like what, like 175 million raw, about?
It's a
Something like that.
good chunk of change.
It's a pretty
Maybe
good
the
little
industry
chunk
might
of
want to
change.
keep that in mind.
It's fucking insane. And it actually, Clair Obscure being $50 is $5 more than the adjusted price for never spend more than $20 on a video game.
Yeah.
Right? Because like adjusted for 2025, $20 is now $45, something like that. So
Nice.
yeah.
165 million raw revenue.
Awesome.
Off a game that definitely did not cost that.
Yes.
Absolutely not. No. So cool.
Speaking of companies that are probably not going to survive for much longer, NetherRealm ends Mortal Kombat 1 support as focus shifts onto, quote, the next project.
Insane. They're so stupid. I hope Ed Boon I can't say what I hope happens to Ed Boon. I hate Ed Boon. Like, to a psychotic degree. I think I might actually hate him more than Randy Pitchford, which is really saying something. Because I've, like, personally beefed with Randy Pitchford on Twitter before. But I hate Ed Boon. And whatever happens to Ed Boon, he deserves. I hope NetherRealm fucking implodes. Like, those games are good.
Someone will do a Mortal Kombat finisher to Ed Boon.
I hope somebody does a fatality on NetherRealms. I'm sorry, because I don't, obviously I hate to wish for people to lose their jobs. But those games aren't good anymore. Right?
Yeah.
Like, it was cool and fun and, like, campy to have, like, oh, the Mortal Kombat games have a plot now, but it's not good anymore, and they're all tacky.
I've seen more than one person say that Mortal Kombat 1 exists to watch so that I can watch fatality compilations on YouTube and then not think about the game anymore.
And then never think about the game again. Yeah. No. They charged 70 of God's own dollars for that Switch port, which is just egregious. I mean, amazing. And, like, I just think Ed Boon is a huge piece of shit. I have never, ever forgiven him or Naughty Dog for the whole, like, making your interns watch gore videos thing. Right? And I never will, because that's a bridge too far.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's like psychotic management. Period.
It's psychotic management to give your fucking interns PTSD for the rest of their life for a video game. Sorry, that absolutely not. So I think the day NetherRealms goes out of business is the day I will celebrate from the fucking rooftops of my apartment. Right? Yeah. So so good for them making this shit ass business decision so that we can finally put that company to bed.
Remember when they put Mortal Kombat 1 Switch port out for $70 and it looked like that and played like that and felt
it's
like
incredible,
that?
Right?
Astonishing.
Perish.
Do you think it'll be Mortal Kombat 2 or do you think they're gonna try to scramble up Injustice 3?
Depends how bad their coffers look. If they're on the verge of bankruptcy, they will ask for a Injustice 3 deal.
Yeah, that's true. We'll see.
Yeah. And finally,
what do we got?
Persona 4 Remake apparently in the works.
This is
from the funniest source possible.
Oh, did you see that? What's her face who plays Chie also basically confirmed it? Yeah.
Yes.
Erin Fitzgerald.
Yes.
So the way I don't know how the rest of you. I've heard there were other leaks ahead of time. Mm-hmm. The way I learned about this was a certain one Yuri Lowenthal, apropos of nothing, posting on BlueSky that despite his begging, he would not be returning to voice Yosuke in the Persona 4 remake because Atlus didn't want him.
Right.
Which I think
generational hater behavior.
It's so funny. It's like, fine, you're not going to hire me. I'll take your entire marketing scheme. Fuck off.
It's very funny because, and then that tweet, that skeet, no, that post, whatever.
Just call it a post.
Yeah. Everybody just calls them posts.
Yeah. Vanished.
Oh, yeah,
obviously.
You got a phone call. Somebody got yelled at.
Guess who just got yelled? Oh, Sarah.
I want to say real quick.
The title card needs to be that panel of Theodore, but you Photoshop Yosuke's face over it. Guess who got yelled at?
Yeah, okay, I'll do that.
My favorite version of the dumb names for posts I saw, and the one that I sometimes think about but never use, is splitting the difference between... we called them tweets because it's Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Well, it's BlueSky, or by the URL BSky.
Mm-hmm.
So we should call them biscuits.
Biscuits is
better
it's
than
very
skeets.
cute. I would still probably never use it in casual conversation, but it's the one that I have internalized as correct in my brain.
That's cute. I mean, everybody just tends to just call them posts, which is fine.
And then, so later, Erin Fitzgerald, voice of Chie, posted that she is also not returning for the Persona 4 remake, in less vague terms, or more vague terms of not actually saying the Persona 4 remake. She said that Atlas has not contacted her to do any voice acting.
Right.
Which is that admittedly is a shame, because I heard Persona 3 Reload has it also has a completely brand new cast for the characters, but they had the original actors return for bit parts for other characters.
Right.
Except Vic Mignogna.
Except for maybe not. Well, yeah, of course, thank God.
But so, maybe they just aren't maybe they have, and she said you can't be under an NDA for a game you haven't been cast in. So maybe she has been cast in the Persona 4 remake and just can't say what character she is now.
Right.
I
mean, it could just be that
they
just haven't reached out to her yet. You know what I mean?
They, Yuri Lowenthal said that I was not asked to voice Yosuke.
Right.
He didn't say I'm not in the Persona 4 remake.
He's not in the Persona 4 remake now, that's for sure.
He also said, I begged and they didn't want me, which implies he at least had a conversation about it.
Yeah.
But...
And
maybe we'll find out more at the Summer of Games Fest.
Right? Yeah. Be excited for the Persona 4 remake trailer that's going to be at Summer Game Fest.
Christ.
That's one of the reasons I do want to watch the Xbox gaming show. Because they might show it there. Because
they showed P3 remake on Xbox. Yeah.
Well, then I will wish you luck and hope that for your sake they do show it.
But this is one of the worst kept secrets in the gaming industry is Persona 4 remake is happening.
Sure.
Obviously.
Yeah, it was kind of always gonna happen after the incredible success of the P3 remake and also just P4's re-release on Steam sold extremely well.
Every re-release of Persona 4 sells amazing.
Yeah. Because that game's still good. So, I'm not surprised that it's getting a remake. I don't think it needs to exist, but that's fine.
But
I'm still gonna buy it because I'm stupid.
Especially if because it's less work, they just include the golden content they should.
Yeah, they just fold that in there.
I feel like they're gonna include the golden content because it's so much more like they didn't include the P3P stuff and the Fest stuff. I know the Fest stuff was a DLC later, right?
Yeah.
The answer. The answer was a re-released version of that game that had extra content in it.
Okay.
I don't know if because Fest also had different arrangements for the demons and
Fest was balancing though.
But what I mean is Fest was that, and then also the answer, and I know they didn't include the answer, but I don't know if they used Fest's balancing or if they did the original game's balance.
But they did they add the answer later as DLC?
Okay. For Reload, yeah.
Okay. So then, but the thing is that that was the answer is kind of an epilogue type thing with I guess, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's also completely separate.
It's a separate thing on the main menu.
So it just seems weird. I could not see them re-releasing P4 without the golden stuff because that's all integrated. It's that's how.
And
that would be insane to do that as you release that for $60 and then do the golden as $40 DLC the same way. I just don't see that flying.
Right. No, it wouldn't work. You wouldn't be able to integrate it properly.
Yeah, and like that game is so known for like the Golden is so like the Adachi social link, the Marie social link, all that fun stuff, like the new ending they had, all that shit like made the Golden so popular, right?
Yeah.
They would be really crazy to not include it.
I only realized recently, by the way, that so like for the longest time when I played Persona 4 Golden, I was like, damn, the new line deliveries for oh my god, I just looked his name up and forgot it immediately. The blonde hair boy. What's his name? Kanji. His name is Kanji. I was like, it's not Kenji. That's the difference.
That's Persona 4, yeah.
I was like, his acting in the new lines in Golden is so much more like it's obviously the same voice, but it's so much more lively than his persona. I did not realize it is not, in fact, Troy Baker doing the added lines for Golden. It's Matt Mercer.
It's Matt Mercer.
He's just doing the perfect Troy Baker impression.
Wait, was that Matt Mercer? No, Matt. Did he just do the Golden stuff then? I thought Matt Mercer replaced him in the anime, not in the Golden.
No, he did in the Golden. All his new lines in the Golden are Matt Mercer.
Really? Because he didn't redub the rest of the game like Aaron Fitzgerald and Sam Riegel did.
I don't think he had. I think it's genuinely just that his fucking impression of Troy Baker is really good.
Hang on, I can solve this right now. Give me 2 seconds. I just need to look up. Okay, no.
It says to say Troy Baker. Never mind. I'm being lied to by the internet. Never mind.
He was Kanji. He did dub work for Kanji in the anime.
Okay, that might be.
Yeah, it was Troy Baker in the Golden, but it was Matt Mercer. Matt Mercer did fill-in lines for Troy Baker in the anime.
Yeah, that's why. That's why I was so like unsurprised. I'm like, damn, that dude can really just do a Troy Baker impression. Right?
And then
because the reason real quick, the reason I think this is funny, and I think we talked about this on the podcast before, but for the death of Cade in Destiny 2, who's famously played by Nathan Fillion because Bungie loves to have him over, they couldn't get him. He was busy. So like they already have Nolan North working on the game. And Nolan North's entire career is based on his ability to do a pretty good impression of Nathan Fillion. So they just had, with Nathan Fillion's permission, Nolan North play his character. And if you didn't know ahead of time, you wouldn't be able to tell.
That's so good.
I love when that happens.
But Matt Mercer did fill-in lines for Persona 4 the animation, and then fully replaced him as Kanji from Ultimax onward.
Okay.
Yeah, that was all just Troy Baker being very lively in the Golden.
It's weird to think that we're not just going to have Matt Mercer or Troy Baker for Kanji, and instead they're going to get another inexplicably new voice actor who also has the exact same voice.
Ooh. Ooh.
What if they got Damian Haas to do it, who does not in fact sound like that, but would be a funny pick? That's Laios from Dungeon Meshi.
That would be a good pick.
Because Laios also, because Damian Haas also plays that character from the Fire Emblem Three Houses DLC, who kind of has like a gender thing going on too.
That would not be bad.
God, what if we had, Chilchuk's voice actor is also doing a lot of work. What if they're the voice? What if Casey Mangione or whatever his name is the voice for Naoto? I think that would be pretty good.
I do want to say one thing about when the Persona 4 remake happens.
Mm-hmm.
No Kanji Naoto discourse. No fucking Kanji and Naoto discourse.
It's gonna be there. You're not gonna be able to escape it.
No. We can have Yosuke discourse.
No, it's gonna happen because that's like, it's the most contentious part of that game, and people are even more conscious about it now than they were back in either 2009 or 2012. Like, there's absolutely going to be Kanji Naoto discourse. It is inescapable.
I'm not fucking doing this again.
Unfortunately, it is the free choice is an illusion. It is another 3 years of Fire Emblem Three Houses.
I'm still gonna buy it though.
Yeah, probably. I'm stupid.
Mm-hmm.
All right, folks. I think that's gonna be it. That's all the news we got. Thank you to DJ Cutman for use of background music. You can email us all at thegorgepodcast.gmail.com. Follow us on our social medias. Join the Discord and join the Patreon again, patreon.com/thegorge. And we're gonna be back to streaming next week. Saturn, do you have anything on your schedule?
Let me open my schedule really quick because it's kind of tentative because I need to wait and see like what Oatsy's plans are, because I want to schedule around whenever she's available so that we can actually like have her for the proper like Gorge stuff. Because like if my streams are solo, I don't care because half the time I'm playing fucking Danganronpa anyway. My broad plan was Thursday. That Thursday, I'm going to be doing Danganronpa Thursday again as usual. Going to be getting back to that beginning of Chapter 4 of Danganronpa V3. For what will probably be the Monday or Tuesday stream that week, depending on what our schedule looks like, I'm going to, I think, be playing a game called Labyrinth of the Demon King.
Ooh, interesting title.
And I'll post a screenshot of it in the group chat. You can see if you can guess why I was attracted to it when I post the screenshot. And now, like, stop me if you've seen me play a game like this before.
Yeah.
I see.
So I'm Gesh bound to play a couple hours of it.
Absolutely. We'll see if we can do some either some Ace Attorney or some LA Noire in there too. And then join us on Friday for the Summer Game Fest.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
All right, that'll do it for us. So what do we got to end this one?
Fuck Bungie.
Fuck Bungie.
Fuck them. You wasted so many years of my life. I took your shit seriously for so long, and it never meant anything. And now you're doing a fucking canon Star Wars season on top of everything else. Yeah. You deserve everything that happens to you, even though my heart goes out to all the people who are going to suffer economically because
That's
of it.
correct.
I hope the person who suffers economically most is Pete Parsons, and he has to sell all of his dumb cars.
If only. Good night, everyone.
Good night, everyone.
Night-o.